And I'm here to interview our guest, Blake Shelton. So y'all couldn't afford a real host? I seriously have to do this myself. I don't know what to tell you, Blake. Apparently TikTok ain't doing so hot. Yeah, I can tell. This computer's older than me. Let's talk about the first single on the album, Happy Anywhere. Let's do it. You released the song in July of last year. How did it come to be? I had recorded Happy Anywhere with Gwen probably back in 2019, I think. We had two duets in a row. We had a song called Nobody But You as a single off the greatest hits, and then we came with the lead single off of what's going to be my next studio album. We thought it was a perfect song for last July because here we had this pandemic and we didn't care where we were as long as we were stuck together. You released a music video with the single. What was the inspiration behind the video? Gwen's brother, Todd, was stuck in isolation or quarantine with us. And he's actually a camera guy. That's kind of what he does for a living. He does a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff for Gwen and I. So he was there. We had a camera. We had a single coming out. So he shot the video for us. Now, you've worked with these writers and this producer in the past. How did this compare with the other times you collaborated with them? I've been lucky that, I've had a chance to work with these incredible songwriters, over the years a few times. And Scott Hendricks has made all of my albums in the last probably 10 or 12 years. So it's just a no-brainer. I mean, when something's working for you, you just kind of keep going back to the well, right? What do you want fans to take away from this song? I didn't really think that hard about, what I wanted fans to take away from the song. I knew what it meant for me, which was it was just a feel-good song that you didn't have to think that hard about in a time when I felt like the world was a pretty heavy place last year, and we wanted to have something that was fun to kind of get people's minds off of that. This single followed your previous duet with Gwen in 2019 called Nobody But You. How are these two songs comparable? Well, Nobody But You is an epic love song duet, especially for country music. I mean, it really pushed the boundaries. It was a big sounding record. And Happy Anywhere is kind of the complete opposite of that production wise. It's very close to being an acoustic track. If you listen to a lot of acoustic instruments on there. So I think the production is really what sets the two apart. This is your fourth collaboration with Gwen. What's it like making music together? I've had a chance now to look back, and it's every time I've worked with Gwen, it's been absolutely magical. And I saw a little news blurb the other day that Nobody But You had won an ASCAP award, and I texted her and I said, I can't believe that I get to make music and win awards with my best friend in the world. What is this? It's unbelievable. You filmed the music video for Happy Anywhere in Oklahoma. Now, that's also where you proposed to Gwen. How long did you know you were going to pop the question? I think I've known for the last few years that I was going to eventually pop the question to Gwen. Imagine trying to get the nerve up to ask Gwen Stefani to marry you. I mean, come on. Are you done talking about you and Gwen yet? All right, folks, here's Happy Anywhere on TikTok Live. Let's chat about this new single, Minimum Wage. Do I really need to ask myself about my own songs? Why did you gravitate towards this song? The piano is so incredible to me, and the drums coming in, pounding. It was just something that I felt like it didn't sound like anything else I'd ever recorded before. Now, you worked a lot of minimum wage jobs. Which one stands out to you the most? I'm not sure what minimum wage was even when I was working, the jobs that I refer to as minimum wage jobs. They may have even been lower than minimum wage. I think the one that stands out the most, the hardest work, had to have been roofing houses back in Oklahoma. Oh my God, nothing made me want to be a country singer more than roofing houses. You used to save up your money to go out to Jack's Guitar Bar in Nashville. What does that place mean to you now? I played a lot of different, bars and dives and stuff along the way. Jack's Guitar Bar was one of them. Douglas Corner is probably where I've had most of my gigs back in those days, and those are the places where I really cut my teeth and got in front of people who were pivotal and haters the other day on social media saying, that doesn't even make any sense. They don't even make $1 million bills, which is kind of the point. Talk to us about the music video. Where'd you film it? We shot the music video for Minimum Wage in Tishomingo, Oklahoma, actually at one of the Old Red locations that we have, and there's a huge place we call the Doghouse where we do little concerts there, and we were able to turn it into a bar, and even during COVID times tried to make it look like we had a crowd in there best we could. Even when I look at it now, it's like, I don't know if people buy that or not, but we had fun doing it. What was your favorite part about filming this music video? Once again, I got to work with Todd Stefani, which is Gwen's little brother. He shot the Happy Anywhere video, and he came in and he shot this video for me. And it's just fun to, work with family like that and people that you like to be around and have fun with. What did you want fans to take away from this song? You're really just recycling questions here, huh, Blake? At the end of the day, happiness is really all that matters. And whatever you gotta do to get there in your life. And the message of this song is he's found the right person. He's got the right person in his life, his best friend, his partner, the person he's in love with. And once you got that, then really you got life by the horns. Is that a rat? Should we just listen to this new song? Longest standing coach on The Voice. What's that journey been like? When I started out on The Voice, I didn't really even think the show was going to last that long. Adam and I both kind of thought the show was goofy. And if you'd have told me that I would be sitting here answering questions 20 seasons later about this show and being the only coach that's been on every season, I'd have said you were crazy. It's been an incredible journey, and I've loved every minute of it. Who's the one artist that didn't win that you see making it big? Man, I've had so many artists that I feel like should have won that I still believe in and think they're going to make it. Honestly, can't single out one. And I know they all watch TikTok, so I'm not going to say any names here. Who would be on your dream judge panel on The Voice? I've had a blast with literally every coach we've had over the years, but just one time it'd be fun to get the original cast in there and go one more round with them. A game called Band or Brand. I'm going to say a name, and you're going to tell me if it's a band or a brand. What do I get if I win?
Happy birthday!
I'll take the Rubik's Cube. Let's just play the stupid game. Little Big. Well, if it's Little Big Town, it's a band. But Little Big, I'm going to say is a brand. Little Big Town. Now I've got it. That's a band. Mad Buffalo. That's got to be a brand. Buffalo Trace. That's a brand. Uncle. Brand. Uncle Earl. Brand. Maroon 5. Crappy band. Rootin' Tootin'. Brand. Body Language. That's not a band or brand. That's my album. Let's listen to it. Here's Body Language. TikTok. Let's talk about the album Body Language. You spent 2 years putting this album together. What was that journey like? COVID kind of put a big space in the middle of everything, and so I'd had the album recorded, most of it, and then we were finally able to finish it up here. And so it's been kind of a little bit chaotic and confusing at times, but I love what we ended up with. Now, you worked with dozens of people on this album. How did you collaborate together during COVID? The old-fashioned way, and I don't know how many people still do. I still actually get in a studio with a band live and record tracks and then go in and spend days singing them till I get them how I want them and get them how Scott wants them. What's the biggest differences on this album compared to your other ones? I never want to make a record that sounds like the last one, and so I just feel like when you listen to this record, it takes another step. And Body Language and Minimum Wage both are good examples of, there's never been any songs on any of my other records that sound like that. And I'm really proud of that because it's, after 20 years, I'm running out of new things to do. What's your favorite track on the album? I go back and forth. It's easy, when you make a record to get sick of it. By the time that people hear it for the first time, I've already been living with it for a long, long, long time. But the one song that I just never, ever get tired of is Body Language. You collaborated with your friends, the Swan Brothers, on this album. Well, what was that like? You know, the Swan Brothers were on season, I think, 4 of The Voice, and they ended up coming in 3rd, I think, and they wrote this song and sent it over to me, and as you know, I think they were probably kind of torn on what they probably wanted it for themselves, but they also wanted to maybe try to get a cut and get their foot in the door as songwriters, and I thank God they did, because I love the song. How are you commemorating the 20th anniversary of Austin? We got to perform it on the ACM Awards, which was the first time it was ever performed on television, really. And that's a big mile marker and for anybody. And so the fact that I'm still making records is pretty exciting to me. Can we listen to another song on the album? Finally. All right. A funny story. Maybe. I had bought this very expensive video camera and thought someday I would need it for something, and I haven't. In Oklahoma last year while we were in quarantine, and they just so needed us to make a music video, and I had it there, and so that's what Todd used to make our music video. So that and the fact that Gwen had 5 years worth of home movies that she had filmed on her phone, that's how we made that music video. Well, that's it, y'all. My new album, Body Language, is out right now. Give it a listen. I'll leave these here so you're